Self-care and nutrition for the body. There is a lot of information available online about nutrition, and some of it can be conflicting and may not be applicable to my own individual circumstances. In this video, let's look at 6 broad principles of effective nutrition that anybody can understand and follow, no matter what your lifestyle or diet choice is. Hi, this is Nirmala Shekhar, and over the last 1 year, we have been exploring 5 different dimensions of self-care in a map of self-care. This is week 6 of our series on physical needs. Self-care and nutrition. What is nutrition? If we look at the emotional and mental level, anything that we take in through all the 5 senses would be considered nutrition. In this video, let's focus just on the physical body. And nutrition in this case is anything that we eat or drink, anything that we apply on the body, and the things that we breathe in. We are going to look at 6 broad principles for identifying nutrition that is right for me. Customized idea of the nutrition. These are common sense principles but may not be understood commonly. And these principles can be applied by anyone, no matter what the belief systems or the kind of diet that we follow. We often choose a diet to support us in our health goals. But each diet has a healthy version and a not so healthy version. I'm a vegetarian and I can choose to eat something that is very healthy and very good for me. And there may be times that I may make choices which are not good for me. And what is healthy for me may not be healthy for somebody else. So these broad principles are going to cover ideas that we can apply no matter what my belief system or what my diet is, no matter what stage of life I am in or the stage of health that I am in currently. Let's look at the first 2 principles which go together. What and how much? What do I eat that is good for my body, and how much of that is good for my body? Because we all know that too much of a good thing is not so good. So what do I eat? In the previous video, we looked at our waste disposal systems, and understanding our elimination systems helps us to decide what is good for my body. If my body is struggling to digest something, then no matter what it is, how good it is for everyone else, it is not good for me. So knowing the kind of impact that the food that I have has on my elimination systems helps me to decide good nutrition that is right for me and the quantity of that nutrition that is right for me. And this is a very personal thing. It is something that we need to explore and understand by constantly being aware of our body, our elimination systems, and the way that the body responds to the kind of nutrition that I have. This is a lifelong process, and the only thing that I can say is that once the switch is turned on, then it becomes very easy. It becomes almost automatic. This constant awareness to know how my body is responding to the kind of food that I have. The second way that we can monitor this what and how much is to understand how much effort the body is putting into that digestion. When we take something, our body expends energy in the digestion process. And once we digest, a certain amount of energy comes out from that nutrition from that food, which the body can then use. We need to choose nutrition where that net energy is a positive one. If we eat something where the body expends much more energy digesting it than we get the energy from that food, then that is a net loss for the body. And the more foods that we take where the body gets a net gain rather than suffering a net loss, the more we can move forward in our health journey. And how do we know this? There are certain things that we eat. After a while, we feel tired. Sometimes immediately after eating that, we need to take a break. We need to take rest. Our vitality comes down. The energy level comes down. All of these are symptoms that the body is struggling to digest that particular item that I have taken. So knowing that, first by understanding my elimination system, and second by the amount of energy that is being released by that food, will help me understand what do I need to eat to keep me healthy, and how much of that can I have to keep me still in that healthy zone. The third principle of effective nutrition is when, the timing of our meals. All of nature works in cycles and patterns. Our body too has a rhythm of its own. Knowing and honoring this rhythm is most helpful in maintaining the health of the body. For most of us, the earlier part of the day and towards the midday are the times when the body is best suited for digesting heavier meals and meals with a greater quantity. As the night draws in, our body is better equipped to digest lighter meals and meals with a lesser quantity. Knowing this, we can schedule the richer aspects of our meal towards the earlier part of the day and simplify the meal towards the night. Again, summer is a time when we are better able to digest greater variety of food, and winter means our appetites and the capacity to digest reduces. When we are younger, we are able to digest a greater variety of food and have greater appetites because we are constantly active and a growing person. So body is able to take whatever we throw at it. If we continue to eat the same foods and the same quantity and the same frequency in our later part of our life, then the body struggles to keep up with it. Similarly, when we are healthy, our ability to digest is much better. If I am having an infection or recovering from some kind of an illness, then it makes sense to give my body a lighter meal so that it can take that resource that would be needed for digestion and use it to support the immune system and support the body in recovering from my illness. So knowing all of these factors and adjusting the timing of the meal is important. The same meal that is healthy at one time may not be so healthy at another time. The next three principles of effective nutrition and self-care relate to the mind and our emotions as we eat. Who am I as I'm eating? Where am I eating? And why am I eating? Very often we eat because of emotions, because we want to be soothed through that process of eating. And at these situations, awareness that I am emotionally eating rather than because there is a need for me to eat will ensure that I'm able to deal with my emotions, take steps to address the emotions, the underlying ones that are causing me this compulsion to eat. It's very simple to say. I know it's much more difficult, but in this video, the purpose is merely to create an awareness of the fact that our mindset and our emotions at the time of eating play a huge role in the digestion of the food. And we can understand this better if we understand that there is a nerve that is in our brain. It's the vagus nerve that wanders around from the brain to the heart and to all the digestive organs in the body. And that nerve functions well when we are relaxed and not under stress. Why is this important? This is something that nature has provided us as instincts from the time that we were hunter-gatherers. So imagine that our ancient forefathers, mothers, were faced with a situation where they were facing an enemy, maybe a lion or a tiger that is out there to attack them. And nature then, in its wisdom, decided that at this point when this person is facing a danger, food, digestion of food is not important. What is important is that we divert the blood resources wherever it is possible from the digestive system and any other system that the body feels is not so important at that point in time to the legs, to the limbs, so the person can take flight, run away from danger. Or it can be diverted to the muscles of the body so the person can stay and fight on. Or it can support the process of freezing, staying still, so that they can remain undetected by the enemies. So this fight, flight, freeze mechanism of the sympathetic nervous system kicks in when we are under stress, when we are worried, anxious, afraid, any number of things, or when we are rushing from place to place, or in a situation or in a place where there is chaos around us. So taking care of the environment, the external environment that we are eating in, as well as our internal environment, the mind, the thoughts, the emotions, all of those play a crucial role in the digestion of the food. So even if we choose nutritious food that is at the right quantity and the right timing, but if we eat that food in a place where there is chaos, or at a time when I'm feeling very worried and anxious, then our body is not going to do justice to that nutritious food. All these 6 principles work together to ensure that our body makes the most of the food that is being provided to it. I know that keeping these 6 principles in mind at all the times is a difficult task. And the purpose here is just to create awareness so that through trial and error, through understanding, we make small steps and small efforts to move towards ensuring that all these 6 principles are in place as we look at nutrition and our self-care. So far, whatever I have talked about is mostly in relation to the digestive system, but there is another system through which our body absorbs nutrients and toxins, and that is the root of the skin. A lot of research is being done to see how the skin can be used as the medium through which we provide medicines to the body. And so this root is being understood as an important part of providing nutrients to the body as well. So when we take care of what we are applying on the body, either our soaps, our shampoos, the skincare products that we use, the deodorants, and anything else that we apply on the skin, we have to understand that if we are not aware of what is in those products, chances are the toxins are going to accumulate in the body through this route. Even though we are eating very cleanly, if we don't address this, then through the back door, so to speak, toxins are entering the body. So take care and be aware of what is in the skin products that we use, and wherever it is possible, try to replace it to a simpler product, a product that does not have as many toxins that are harmful to the body. That's all I have for this discussion on self-care and nutrition. Thank you for joining me. This is Nirmala Shekhar signing off. Bye-bye. Namaste. Do subscribe and hit the bell button for more weekly content on self-care. And if you want even more actionable content on self-care, do join me in the Facebook group for weekly lives, discussions, and more tips.